In the market for premium dice and accessories? Look no further than metallicdicegames.com for all your gaming needs. Save 10% off your purchases by using the promo code RBP10 at checkout. Check out the fantastic selection of dice and accessories today and use the promo code RBP10 to save 10% off any purchase anytime. Happy gaming from the Rancor's Brothel. Enjoy the show.
Warning, this podcast contains mature content, including scenes or descriptions of graphic violence, sexuality, and psychological trauma. Listener discretion is advised.
The Rancor's Brothel presents Impossible Landscapes. A Delta Green campaign by Dennis Detweiler.
Do we still have the phone that Barbara's gave us?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Watch hers in there. I want to call star 616.
The phone rings once, twice, three times.
A lady.
And then you hear a click and a bit of static. Then you hear, yes.
I'll say, Barbara's is dead. What's our next orders?
The static hisses for a little bit. Is everything contained?
No.
It's not.
Contain the situation. All vectors.
When he says all vectors, do I know what he means?
Vectors are points on a graph, like...
I know, but the only thing I could think of as the point would be Barbara's house. Right?
No.
What else would we have?
The cops, the firefighters.
Anybody that has touched that area. Everyone involved must die.
In Delta Green speak, that basically means like leave no witnesses, basically.
That can't be it, because I'm sure... No, because police officers get involved in this shit all the time.
Right.
They don't end up dead because of it.
No, but you're supposed to not involve them. You're supposed to at least...
After more static on the phone, you hear... I'm assuming you don't have any response after the voice says all that.
No, because I was thinking about what all vectors would be.
You need to go deeper. See what he was doing.
Okay. I can go off that. That's all I need. I just say okay.
Click.
But I mean, anybody who's seen that machinery is basically like loose ends.
It depends on how far they got into it.
If you and I are quite finished, Ms. De Leon.
I mean, you seem finished, but...
Yes, I have work to do.
Okay.
Thank you for your time. It's been very enlightening.
You're welcome.
Sorry you finished first.
I didn't get to finish, though. I never get to finish.
You all meet up back in the car.
What happened?
Nothing, basically. I told him basically everything, with the exception of the program, obviously. And he didn't believe me. He thinks we're some part of some cult.
Even if you told him about the program, he would have thought the same thing. I mean, it's...
Right.
Yeah.
But he said something about a cult and machines, so there's obviously some sort of machinery in that house.
I used the phone to call 616, star 616. And basically the voice told me that we need to investigate deeper. We need to figure out what Barbara was doing.
Okay.
So now we have to go back to the house.
Essentially, yes.
Again, we basically have two very divergent roads. Barbara's road, which Winston told us not to do anything with.
Yes.
And Winston's road. So
okay. But this voice on the phone was the phone that Barbara gave us. Again, going back to your point about you called the phone, it gave us the license.
I understand.
I told him that Barbara's was dead.
Right.
What are our next orders?
Right.
And it replied, basically eliminate all vectors, dig deeper into Barbara's.
Right.
So that makes me think that Barbara's was probably doing something he probably wasn't supposed to be doing.
Maybe.
Otherwise, we won't need to be investigating deeper. They would already know.
It's probably 11 in the morning. You have 12 hours till the meeting at the mall.
I vote we go back to Barbara's house. I'll investigate it as long as there's no one there. If somebody wants to come with me, you're more than welcome. If not... At this point, it's either going to be there's going to be people there or there's not, and we're going to be able to freely investigate it. So that is where Roddrick is heading next.
Should we all stop at stores and buy guns?
I already have my gun on me. I brought it from home.
Again, none of us are missing guns. You're the only one missing guns.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll buy a gun then.
Buy a gun.
I got a license.
You do. You're able to buy a gun. What now?
I mean, I guess we can go see if the house is being surveilled.
Yep. I mean, it's been, 3 days?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's probably police tape, but the fact that we will obviously be able to see if somebody's investigating it or not.
When you roll up, you can see that the scene is more or less as you left it. I mean, in terms of there appears to be police tape on the door. Barbas's car is still sitting in the driveway. That's all you can tell from the road. There don't appear to be anyone. There doesn't appear to be anyone nearby. There are no cars. There appears to be no surveillance.
Boarded up.
It's got police tape on it. Basically, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll put a piece of tape on it. Basically, crime scene, do not enter kind of thing.
But it's open to the elements.
No, they would have sealed the door in some way.
Plastic or whatever. Some
Probably a
kind
piece of plywood.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, something, yeah.
Probably a piece of plywood, bang, 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 some nails just to hold it in place.
Back door the same way?
Back door's just closed. It's just got tape on it.
Just to be thorough, is that box still in the backyard?
Yes.
Okay. I want to investigate the house as long as it doesn't look like anybody's there. If anybody's going to come with me, that's up to you guys.
Yeah, I think we should all go at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How are you going in?
Last.
Try the back door.
Back door unlocked?
It is locked.
Kind of door are we looking at?
I mean, a standard sort of back entry door.
Like, can I tell if it's got a deadbolt on it? By peering through the crack?
Let me look. I thought there was a thing on the back door. It looks like it has a deadbolt. Yes.
I guess the question is, can I tell if the deadbolt is locked or if it's just the handle? If I run like a gift card or a credit card through it, is it stopping at the deadbolt or does it go through?
Yes, the deadbolt does appear to be what's locked.
Okay. Windows nearby?
Yeah, there are windows all around the house.
Are they unlocked? Can I pull them open?
The windows are locked.
Even the one that was partially open?
It's second floor.
Second floor.
I understand.
You would presume not. You'd have to go up and take a look at it.
There's no entry point?
Is there a way up to it, or would you have to like turn into a table and lift somebody?
Yeah, I mean you'd have to lift somebody up there.
I lean up against the wall and cup my hands, and whoever wants to climb up, I'll push up. Who's got climb? Is that a thing in this game?
Athletics.
Not a thing in this game. Athletics, probably.
Yeah, it'd be athletics.
I got athletics.
Actually, I do too. But
If you have, what is your score?
50.
same.
I mean, yeah, with somebody giving you a boost, you can get on a roof. That's
Okay.
not hard. You are athletic enough to pull yourself up on the roof.
Well, the problem is who wants to go up there. Do you want to go up there or do you want me to go up there?
You tell me.
Hmm?
You tell me.
Okay, I'll go up. I'll go up on the roof then.
I'll boost you up.
Now, you kind of have to hang over the overhang to get to the window, so you're going to have to hang to get in that window if you want.
That's fine.
Make me an athletics roll. Just make it interesting.
That is a fail. 83.
It's not a crit fail. It's a fail.
You don't fall off the roof, but you definitely realize that because of the overhang, it's going to be a little tricky. You guys hear kind of a loud bang as maybe he tears off part of the guttering or something as he's trying to hang from it.
Easy. Nobody's using this.
I'll look around. Is anyone like out on their porch in their yard looking?
Alertness.
Yeah, I mean, definitely people are around. He's on the side of the house that faces where the driveway is right now.
Okay.
So he's
see,
not,
I
like,
thought
right
that
in front.
window was on the front facing.
Nah, it's more on the side.
Okay.
It's between his house and the neighbor we spoke to.
That's
Correct.
slightly less terrible.
Is it?
No.
I will say Daniel, that with an athletics of 50, you're still athletic enough. You're able to get in there. You're able to reach over and you can kind of shimmy the window open. You tear off some of the gutter. You make a loud crash. That's the fail of the roll, but you are able to get in.
Okay.
You are in a bedroom.
Unlock the door is the plan.
Yeah. That's
Well, would you like to know where you're at first?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
Troy's trying to stop you.
Yes.
Nope. Going in.
Nope.
The interior of the house smells strongly of oil. It is pitch dark in there.
I got me a heavy flashlight.
I will explain to the other two. I basically dared the detective to find our prints in this place.
Oh, good.
Your prince.
Yes, genius, because he won't look for anybody else's.
You have a light.
I do have a heavy flashlight, yes.
You find yourself in an upstairs bedroom, except it is a mess. There's a half turned over futon, a splintered dresser that looks like it's been smashed with a hatchet, piles of dirty clothing, a recently used hibachi grill next to the futon. The floor is all marked up with these sort of they look very like semicircular marks. There's also a closet door, you would presume, and a door heading more towards the center of the house that you would assume is the hallway door or the stairway door. Or
if you tell me after I unlock the door, we can wipe down the places I touched to remove my prints.
Yeah, it's still iffy.
I'm just saying. So I'm going to basically try to proceed to the back door to unlock it so everyone else can come in.
So you open the door into a hallway. There's sort of a linen closet to your right towards the back of the house.
I do want to be stealthy as well.
Okay,
don't know if that's going to matter or not, but better than fail.
A rock inside the house too?
He trips over some sort of debris. You hear a smash.
No, it's the same rock.
No, he opens the door and there's like a very short hallway. It goes longer to the right and there's like a linen closet or something, like a small space. You can tell it's on the end of the north side of the house. Across the hall is another door you assume is another bedroom. And Daniel happens to hit like a piston or something and the piston goes tumbling down the stairs. So tonk, 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 all the way down the 12 or 14 stairs.
Okay, I'm going to just keep continuing down the stairs. Nothing else I can do. What?
As you go down the stairs, you reach, the stairs go right down basically to the front door. And you can tell that there is a large living space, like a living room, dining room combo. Kind of a living room to your left and a dining room to your right.
Very open concept.
It is fairly open concept given its age. They are clear of any furniture all the way down to the wood floor. The floor is pitted and stained with oil and gasoline. Truck drive shafts, industrial counterweights, and other large items are strewn throughout the living and dining room in various states of disassembly. There are cogs, there are springs, there are, and everywhere around there are wrenches, there are tools. By the front door, which is of course boarded up, you see a pool of blood. You see a body chalk marked out on the floor with like 1, 2, 3, the little placards. And in the corner of the room nearby, you see a smashed bit of thing.
Heavy machinery roll on it?
Sure, if you've got it.
I mean, there's 10% base, so... It's a fail, 47.
You don't know what the this thing is. It looks like almost like industrial art, kind of. It's like there are gearboxes. There's like a gearbox on a protrusion of smaller gearboxes on like a crankshaft that goes back to a larger core space. And it sort of has it has base poles that sort of look like they support the whole structure. I quote, because I love this, it looks like the innards of a giant inverted industrial umbrella without the cloth, or a weapons grade hat rack. So it's massive. It has to weigh 300 pounds.
And you say it looks smashed in?
Yeah, it definitely looks smashed in as you shine a light over there. It looks like it has been shot multiple times with small arms fire.
Oh, okay. Is there
part of it is covered? There is a
is there any kind of like axe marks in it? That's the first thing I'm looking for.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
It looks kind of like I said, an inverted umbrella is kind of a good call because it kind of looks like it could splay almost. A lunar lander. Like these types of images that I'm putting into your head are kind of what it's like.
It looks like
you get the sense that the marks that you're seeing on the floor are similar to the marks on the, we'll call them legs, the protuberances that go down to the bottom of the floor.
So what? It looks like a mechanical spider, essentially. I mean,
maybe
it's got the legs. Do the legs go further down into the floor?
They don't go down into the floor. It's definitely resting on the floor.
Okay.
You can tell that there is one large protuberance, limb, crankshaft, something, and you can tell that it is covered in blood from like the front tip to about 1.5 feet back.
Just shining my light around the room that's in, do I see anything else that catches my eye?
This room is so full of shit. Like, there are papers, there are tools, there are like, it would take you 20 minutes just to look through this room.
All right, I'm not going to take that time right now. I'm going to go continue to the back door.
Are you going into the dining room or are you going around the living room? It looks like the living room has some like folding doors to go back into probably a kitchen area.
Well, you said that the living room's pretty much blank, right?
Yes.
I'm going to go through there because there's nothing in there.
Okay, so you go past this thing into a more of like a formal dining room, and then there are a couple of doors. One of them swings open towards the back that looks definitely like a kitchen.
Okay, continue to the back door.
You can go and you can unlock the kitchen door.
Yep. Gonna look out. Guys, it's clear.
While he's, I guess, concurrently, while he's making his way through,
Yeah.
I'm gonna like take my sleeve over my hand.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna try his car door.
Luck roll.
Hello. Got it.
His door is unlocked.
Tick-a-tink.
It smells of grease and oil. It is an older, it was a Ford Escape, I think.
It
right?
was a 2010 Ford Escape.
Wow.
So I guess it's not that old. It's only
Good
5
year.
years old.
Check the center console in the glove compartment.
Yeah, you can kind of peer around. Hold on a second. Is an Escape? An Escape is not an SUV. SUV, it's a car, right?
No, it's an SUV.
It is a SUV.
A smaller sized SUV.
You don't. You find kind of typical stuff that you expect to find. You know, gum wrappers, loose change. In the glove box, you can see insurance papers made out to Elias Barbas with this address. Nothing unusual in the passenger seat or driver's seat.
Okay, I'll bump that unlock button.
Yeah.
Just to be sure. Check the back seat. Still with my
You find nothing in the back
sleeved
seat.
hand.
Lots again. Everything. It looks like motor oil. It looks like it's just a dirty car. Like it's almost like he's been carrying parts in this, like, and he's just been throwing them in the back seat, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's greasy and disgusting, but it's mostly empty other than some trash and maybe some small mechanical parts.
Okay. Back hatch then.
When you go into the back hatch, there are it's a scattering of papers and a smashed oil-stained cardboard box.
How big?
I mean, like, what do you call it? Is it called a banker's box? Does that make sense? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you see in the movies for carrying evidence, or a
Right.
lot of times like moving. You can label it on one end. It's got a nice moving lid on it.
I'll pop the lid just a bit.
You can see that there is something written on the end of it. It seems to be the box as you open it up actually appears to be empty. It is oil stained, so it's like he was carrying parts in it as well. But it is written on the end.
What's it say?
Evidence, FBI, White Plains. And this, of course, is written kind of in sequence in all the boxes, Right, comma, A.
Damn it.
10 AUG 95.
It's empty?
Yes. Now, there are other additional papers all scattered around it.
Okay, I'll pick those up and shuffle through them.
A lot of it appears like normal crap, nothing like of note. You do find 2 apparently mechanical diagrams, what looks like almost like blueprints.
You found
What do they look like? What does it seem like?
I mean, do you have any sort of like heavy machinery or any sort of mechanical stuff?
I don't.
It's like when you break it apart,
You
like
have
you
base.
can break apart a screwdriver or something and you're like, wait, that's how they do it?
I have base.
You got base heavy machinery 10%.
Ooh-wee. No. I'll pocket those though.
Yeah, you can tell that they are written on, almost as if they say what they are, but you don't necessarily know what it is.
What do I recognize any words? Any?
Well, I'm working on it.
Oh, okay.
I will let you tell the audience what you think they say. There are 2 of them.
Liao and Escriba.
Okay. The back door is open. Grimm is going through the car.
Yeah, I'm looking around to let them know it's clear to come in.
I'm looking for a basement door.
At least from what you can tell, you're not seeing that there's a basement. It appears to be on a raised slab.
Okay. Crawl space then?
Probably.
If
I mean, it depends on if it's on a slab or a crawl space. It's old enough that it probably does have a crawl space.
I would think, yeah, that era should at least have a crawl space.
Kind of depends. But yeah, you can probably find a crawl space if you're really looking for it.
I would check the crawl space for anything weird.
You find a raccoon.
Dead or alive?
I give it a hug.
Yes.
Oh my god. Zambi!
This is what killed the police officer.
That was written where?
On some diagrams that he found, some very technical blueprints. We're going with Liao and Escriba.
Sure.
Okay.
You're the English major, right?
I don't think those
that was
words
English. This is beyond my expertise.
I bet I know.
Google knows.
What do you want to do?
I bet Inez knows.
What does Inez speak?
English, Spanish, and Portuguese.
Okay.
I got Latin and Greek.
Are you showing him to anyone else?
Yeah, I mean, I would show him to the folks that were there if there's time before he hollers.
I wasn't really hollering. I'm just peeking out. Not going to attract more attention to ourselves.
If you show the plans to Inez, Inez can let you know that Liao is lion in Portuguese and Escriba is scribe in Portuguese. Yes, Daniel?
Nothing. Told you he's a demon.
I think we established that in episode 1.
You guys don't believe me.
We never said we didn't.
Yeah, you guys act like I was crazy.
Didn't we have a mention to a lion?
Yes, Marbus is a lion.
Wait, what?
Yes. The demon looks like a lion. He comes
gotcha.
He comes in a lion form, or what his summoners want him to be as.
No, but didn't we in some evidence find mention to a lion?
I see what you're saying. Not that I remember.
You have to go back to the moleskins since
Let me get
somebody's
back to
taking
this
notes.
moleskin.
Is that part of that poem?
The one about Abigail?
I don't know. I thought it was in something. I could be crazy, but
Daniel, can you make me a roll?
What kind of rule?
I haven't really decided yet.
Do we notice that people have found us?
We're getting arrested again. Do we
Yeah.
notice it?
Hey, I'm going to claim double jeopardy. It's fine. We're good.
What'd you roll?
I got 49.
you can't be arrested for the same crime. We are committing a new crime.
We are. We're breaking and entering.
It may be, A similar crime.
Those can't be arrested twice in the same city. Damn it.
You're not 100% sure, but there is some correlation, you think, to those blueprints and what the hell you saw in the living room.
This is the machine he was building.
Which one? There are
It's in
two.
here. Well, do I know? I can tell which one, right? Or is it both?
I mean, it's a little hard to tell, but it looks stylistically like the one that is labeled Lion.
I'll let you guys decide. Come look at it. It's been beaten.
Anybody else have a flashlight?
Yes.
I mean, on my phone.
Okay, you turn on your phone flashlight.
Yeah, I got a flashlight.
All right.
Troy didn't get my phone back, so I don't have.
So you're stumbling about. The kitchen. Again, there's no power if you try the lights. The kitchen is, since that's where we're at. I suppose I could look at that description.
Does Inez tell us what happened or what the officer she talked to, the whatever his name was, Hawkins, Detective Hawkins, told her about what they found in the house? Do you describe your conversation with him?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. In that case, I want to look for these symbols he was talking about.
Okay. On the kitchen, 2 paint cans sit on the counter with nuts and bolts soaking in gasoline. Dishes are piled in a corner, clean, but apparently smashed. That's kind of what you got. It's kind of a mess of a kitchen. It looks way more like a workstation than any sort of... You're not seeing any sign of food. I don't know what you guys all want to do, but that's just a bare bones description.
I want to look around for these symbols that the detective mentioned. I assume it's probably painted somewhere or scribed somewhere.
Which way do you want to go?
First I'm going to go show them the machine and compare them to the blueprints.
So you guys walk through kind of a dining room, large living room area. You're all seeing the same thing that I described to him.
Mhm.
And as you all kind of hold up the blueprint that says Liao or Leo, and then you look at it, you're like, yeah, I could kind of see that. This is probably a blueprint for that device.
Does it look hand-drawn, these blueprints?
They're very technical. If they are hand-drawn, they're very neat.
The labeling, I'll pull out, if I still have it, the handwriting sample. Does it look similar?
No.
Okay.
It does not look like that. It looks way more like a technical drawing than calligraphy style. So lots of straight lines and lots of very neat annotations.
But I mean like the labeling of Liao and Escriba. Does that look...
does not look like that. Yeah, you guys lost a lot of physical clues.
Yeah, we did.
Nice.
I'm assuming whoever probably sent him the postcard probably sent this, but we can't compare them because we don't have the postcard.
There are a couple of doors leading into the back, sort of like back part of the house that you haven't looked into yet. There are also some doors, some additional doors off the living room, and then there's a bedroom upstairs. But I mean, Daniel didn't really look at anything, so it's kind of whatever you...
What are some of these other doors in the living room?
Have I noticed any symbols yet?
No.
Okay.
There's what you know so far on the first floor. So you kind of get a kitchen that kind of has a couple different rooms going to like a hallway. There's a back room back here, dining room here, living room in the front. So the front door is like here. Bay window for the dining room, stairs going up this way. It's kind of what you know.
Where was the machine at?
The machine was like here-ish.
Okay. So basically I came down the stairs, looked at the machine, went through the
dining room, into the kitchen, and then to the back door.
What's this other back room?
You just haven't gone there yet.
Oh,
Shall we?
I'll go there then.
Okay. It appears to be kind of like a ground floor bedroom or spare room, maybe an office at one point. It's completely empty.
Literally completely empty. No carpet, no paint, no nothing.
Nothing. In fact, as you open the door, it almost smells like musty, like nobody's been in this room for a while.
Wood floor?
Yes.
Stomp around the wood floor and listen for hollow points.
Okay. Make me a search roll. Anybody else? Because you can take some time to search.
I'm just still looking for these symbols.
You're not seeing anything obvious. What room do you want to look at? Like, you're not seeing, like, holy somebody painted Helter Skelter on the dining room wall.
I mean, I'm going to be looking around the living room since we're in there, obviously.
Okay.
It's 22 out of 80.
You find nothing.
Cool.
So you are searching the living room?
Yeah.
Okay, you can roll a search.
I did not enter the house.
Okay.
Have your phone flashlight?
No.
All your rolls at minus 20 because you're in the dark.
Neither me or my personal belongings will be entering the house.
I rolled a 34 out of 41, so pass.
Okay. You find a couple of things of interest in the living room. You find again, there are tools, books, all kinds of strewn items on the floor, like just haphazardly. You find that there are a smashed pile of ceramics in one corner on a sheet of newspaper. You're not sure what it is, but you're assuming it's some sort of artistic thing. It's not like a smash pot. It looks more detailed and complex than that. But that's probably all you can get at this point. You also find a manuscript. Seems to be poorly printed, covered in oil. It looks like it's been thumbed through a lot. It's been bound, like maybe at a Kinko's or something, like heavy-duty binding, probably about 50 pages long. It appears to be a copy of the Ars Goetia. That looks like it's been printed from the website demonweb101.com.
Gonna look my history, see if I went there.
Flynn, would you like to search at minus 20 since Troy won't give you a phone?
Sure. Dining room.
Okay, you want to look at the dining room?
Nope.
Demon Web 101 is an actual website. That's all I got for you right now.
I didn't know if you were going to say
Is it
something
any better since there's a bay window in the dining room?
I mean, you could open the curtains.
Oh, I did. Yeah.
You push the curtains back, and now the afternoons, or the day sun is coming.
Well, then I
in.
would have passed that roll. I didn't realize there were. Yeah, I guess that makes more sense.
You see what he's looking over, but you don't notice anything else.
I'll start. Are there any other doors on the ground floor we haven't opened?
Yes, there's a door back here. Looks like if you walk around the living room,
Yeah,
it's a small space. You can tell it's probably a bathroom
Okay.
or a closet or something of that nature.
I mean, I'll still open it.
Yeah, no, I'm not blaming you. Flynn, you hear some dee-dee-dee, like a very old school, like
Morse code?
not Morse code, but like what do I want to say? Like a chime. It's clearly a digital chime from in the kitchen.
I'm telling you guys, Marbus is a demon. Who summoned him is what we need to know, because Marbus, the demon, forms in the appearance of a lion, or as a human by request of the summoner. Just saying.
Deacon.
You just yelling this throughout the house while we're researching it? Like,
Deacon.
I'm just going back to stuff I've already told you guys.
When you open this, you do see it's a ground floor bathroom.
Mhm.
It also looks completely untouched. Like literally you open it and dust flies up as if no one's entered this bathroom in weeks. It looks, other than being dusty, like a normal bathroom, except for the fact that there are a dozen books stacked carefully in the sink basin like a tower.
what are the titles on the spines?
Most of them appear to be random books. Nothing that strikes you of any interest. Book on gardening. What appears to be a book of poetry.
You said most of them.
Yeah, no, I mean, nothing stands out to you as being weird. Like just looking at the titles.
Do the first letters spell out anything?
Yeah. Are they just as dusty as the rest of the room then?
The book of poetry might be of interest, maybe.
They do not appear to have any dust on them whatsoever.
Okay, then I'll pick one up, shake it, see if anything falls out, thumb through it.
As you thumb through it,
Look for notes in the margins and shit.
as you thumb through it, you notice that someone has taken, I don't know, I think it was my son. Someone has almost taken like an X-Acto knife and cut out words and sentences in the book.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you find. So like you're flipping along and it's like, in order to get your best growing sunflowers, you should, and then like the word grow is clipped out, or, the word, the Latin phrase for the flower is cut out. It's as if somebody very painstakingly removed words on every few pages in this book.
All the books are the same?
Yes, as you flip through them, they all appear to have done.
None
like
of them.
that.
None of them have like words pasted over anything else within the book. A page on.
No, we'll be looking for a ransom note.
If Barbas isn't the demon himself, he has been in contact with Marbas the demon. That's all I'm going to say. I can read the description if you guys want me to. I'll read the description.
Are you on demonweb101.com?
I am.
Okay.
But this is also the description I think I've read previously before, but it's also more relevant now. Marbas is described as the great president of hell, governing 36 legions of demons. He answereth true on subjects hidden or secret, doth cause and heal diseases, teacheth mechanical arts, and changeth men into shapes. He is described as a great lion that, under the conjurer's request, changeth shape into a man. So either the man we're dealing with is either a demon that was summoned into a form of a man, or the man himself was in contact with the demon. Because we have mechanical here. We have presence of a lion. Marbas and Barbas are intertwinably the demon's name.
He's the president of his thing. I think we established that before.
Yes.
I mean, it's all there. Like, it makes sense. But
I'm just saying, I know it's crazy talking. For you guys to believe it as characters is probably still insane, but all the connections are coming together.
all this makes me want to do is just not be in this house.
The question is Barbas the demon, or did he summon the demon? And if he's the demon, who summoned him?
Would he have been so easily dispatched if he was a demon?
I don't know how much power they have once they're summoned. I don't know if they have their demon powers.
It seemed like, well,
Like I said, it says that he heals and causes diseases, and he teaches mechanics.
this is metagaming, but when you guys were attacking him, it seemed like he was kind of unfazed. I don't know if he was just in a manic state. Or...
Well, no, I think that's something that me and Troy would have related to you guys. Like, I would have felt it physically from a punch. I mean, Troy would have seen it visually when he hit him with the gun.
And then he just became a stack of papers.
Allegedly.
What do we do next, friends?
I guess I'm going to just kind of cautiously go into the kitchen to hear any more of that
Just
beeping.
like a beep.
Yeah, I
If
mean,
you kind of wait and listen, beep beep, and you can get a little closer. You're detecting it closer and closer. Are you going to stand around for a little bit?
Yeah.
You eventually hear the chiming is in like a silverware drawer. Beep beep.
touch the shiny.
Yeah, touch the beep.
Says the man standing outside.
Yeah. I just dared a cop to find my fingerprints in this place, so I'm not going inside.
I will. Good point. With my sleeve over my hand.
You open it up. You find a shitty cell phone. It's an old like flip phone. It appears to have something burned into it almost.
I'll examine that.
Okay. Give me a second here, and I will provide.
I started writing down when you said I found a copy of the Arsh Goeta. I started writing down Arsh, and I was just like, stop, because I was just like,
Nope, write down the entire thing, page by page.
I know what it is. Like, I was just writing it down as he
Go
was
to
saying.
Amazon and order a copy.
You can.
So do it. I might need it.
Depends what copy you want. What version
The
do you
one
want?
from that website.
There's probably not one on this website.
Probably just a Kinko's copy of the pages.
It's literally just a Wikipedia of the Arsh Goetia.
Oops, that's not where I necessarily wanted that to go.
Actually, that's probably a good question. When we get back to it, I want to see what copy he does have.
The copy that he has.
Yeah.
It's printed directly from that website.
Yeah, he just pirated just printed off copies of the website and printed it because it's cheap.
So did he just
It may be a facetious concept. Like it may
No.
not be directly printed from the real actual website. in your
It can
hand.
be. The manuscript had 50 pages. So does he have the main page and then every individual demon?
It appears to be, yes.
Okay, then it could be 50 pages. That makes sense.
It's like 52 pages, I believe.
So basically, he because this is all the website is right here. That's it. So basically, he got the beginning of the website, and then he printed off all the information on the demons right here. These are all 72 demons.
Yeah.
So that could easily be 52 pages.
There's an image of the cell phone, although it looks like I misspelled the word phone.
Is
Cell.
it there
It's
for
currently
all of us or just
self-fine.
him?
It's in the clues folder. There. Now it says cell phone. Anything you'd like to do outside, Inez?
I would just be kind of standing at that back door, looking, making sure that like people aren't stumbling upon seeing that we're rummaging around the house.
No, you don't appear to have attracted any attention.
It's different.
You notice that is Grimm, since you have such a high occult. You notice that the sigil for Citri is what is emblazoned on that phone.
I say that's a different sigil than what's on the.
You didn't say you said a name. You didn't say Sentry, right?
Citri.
Citri. Okay.
Sitri.
I guess
Correct.
I won't like.
This is for the audience, this is like a blue, $50 flip phone that you would get on a prepaid card kind of a thing.
Citri is the great prince of hell and reigns over 60 legions of demons. He causes men to love women and vice versa, and can make people bear themselves naked if desired.
Ooh.
He is descripted with the face of a leopard and the wings of a griffin, but under the conjuration's request, can change into a very beautiful person.
Uh-oh.
We're dealing with multiple demons here.
We're dealing with the
Nipple lady?
woman at the... Yeah. Oh, no.
It's
I'm
a
gonna open
demon
the phone.
party. So
It's at 1%. Like you open it up, it's basically dead.
Messages.
Is there a charger?
Maybe a luck roll.
Under. Got it.
Yes, you're able to, before it dies, access, it doesn't have any text messages on it. It looks like it has voicemails.
Can I listen to one?
I'll allow you to listen to one. Let's say 1 through 12. Which one do you want to listen to?
ooh, roll a d12.
Most recent.
The most recent. Okay. You play it. It's about 1.5 minutes long, roughly. You hear, hello, Agent Whitwer. This is DEA Special Agent Reuben Roddrick. You're probably wondering how I got this number. We've not met before, I don't believe, but I am a part of internal investigations. I'm very, very good at my job, which is how I have this number. I know roughly where you are. I'm looking for you now. If you care for Ophelia or would like to not spend the rest of your life in jail for embezzlement, give me a call. And he lists off a number.
Reuben Roddrick?
Correct.
Was there a date on that message, like when it was sent?
That message was probably sent in, we'll say probably mid-June. Remind me to look up a few other things, but I'm going to assume that that's like somewhere between like June 10th and June 20th, maybe. I'd have to go back and look.
What's the
to know
date
for sure.
now? We were in jail for a while.
Oh, I don't even know.
Well, it's like September 5th or 6th, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so the disappearance happened in August. We got contacted directly after the disappearance is at the end of August, so it's September right now.
Gotcha.
We'll have to figure that out at some point and try and establish a date, just so we know where we're at. But
We arrived on the 1st. The next day was the meeting, right?
Yeah.
The next day was it that day was the meeting?
I'll try and look at it and figure out where you're at.
I'd like to pocket the phone and write that number down.
Sure. At
Flynn
which
has
point
the phone again.
Search for
Yay.
a
At which
charger.
point the phone dies.
Yeah.
That's fine. We can charge it
Yeah,
somehow.
we'll find a charger.
What?
Yeah, I was also going to lay the Ars Goetia that you're looking at. Also, as you're kind of flipping through it, it's got dozens and dozens of handwritten notes on each page.
Anything of interest?
You would have to take time to look at.
I'm going to keep the book with me then.
Okay.
Also, person can also appear in the shape of a lion as well. Person was the sigil we had at the bottom of that letter we got.
Right.
Person is a great king of hell, being served and obeyed by 22 legions of demons.
You guys need this anymore?
No. He knoweth of hidden things, of lost treasures, and of all things present and future, which would explain the timey-wimey stuff, I guess, occupying either a human or aerial body. He answers truly to all secret and divine things of earth and the creation of the world. Person is depicted as a man with a face of a lion, carrying a ferocious viper and riding a bear. Before him, there can be heard trumpet sounds. And obviously, we already know the sigil that
Right.
he has.
You want to check upstairs?
Yeah, I still want to see what these markings were
Let's go upstairs.
these symbols were that the police officer was talking about, or the detective.
Cody, that's fine. Cody's drawing the upstairs map.
You guys having fun yet?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like all the stuff I read up on the Ars Goetia isn't completely pointless now. And the Ars Theatrica, that was another thing. The Ars Theatrica was written by an actual person, too. Well, I mean, I guess the Ars Goetia was too, but it's based off...
It's not quite what upstairs looks like. I'm not nearly as good at creating things as people who actually have talent. But it's a rough approximation. This is where Daniel came in.
I'm going to go in the opposite room to the left.
Okay. So you go up the stairs, and to the left, you open into a large bedroom with a closet door, you would assume, on the far side.
Okay.
Hold on. I've got a description here somewhere. This bedroom looks like it used to be a home office. It retains much of its furniture in terms of office furnishings, but the legs were knocked off of the cheap particle board desk in the middle of the room, and a chair has been overturned. The desk sits on the ground among a sea of papers, half-open books, scrawled receipts, and diagrams. A strange machine, approximately the size of a water cooler, sits on the desk.
Diagrams seem to match the machine on the desk.
What diagrams?
You said there were diagrams in the paper.
Well, I mean, there's paper and everywhere.
No, the blueprints that we found in the car. The one that...
I'm just clarifying.
We could check that too, I suppose, yeah. You said there were diagrams on the floor, that's why I was asking, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have those blueprints.
Yeah, when you take a look at the blueprints, this does appear to be the device that was labeled as the scribe in Portuguese.
Oh, you found a scriba?
Escriba looks sort of like a typewriter, cotton gin, and a clock were all smashed together.
Okay.
It's about the size of a water cooler, give or take. It looks like on one opposable arm, it holds a pen, like an actual quill.
Yeah.
And there's like a pot of ink on one side with like a lid that slides open back and forth, or looks like it does.
You ever seen Hugo?
Mm-mm.
And it's got two hooks and then like at least what you can tell from here, almost like a lectern, like at 45 degrees, kind of, 30 degrees, because they're kind of a slight slope, like a lectern spot. It's kind of what you can tell from looking in. This room is full of Flynn. There's a discarded desk, and that's what this scribe is sitting on top of. Piles of paper littering it everywhere.
Well, anything in the closet?
No, the closet is empty.
I mean, sifting through the paper, nothing seems to pop out as important.
There's shit everywhere. It would take a search roll to actually go through it all.
I'd do a search. I'm interested in finding things that I feel like may have once been in the Abigail Wright box.
Okay. Everybody who's in there make a search roll.
Critical success.
Success.
Ooh.
Regular success.
8.
Wow. Good rolls. We're going to start. Lucas. Deacon finds sort of in the corner, there's a box with an Amazon.com shipping label on it.
Okay.
It appears to have 6 leather notebooks inside.
Unused?
These are like almost like novella size.
Sure.
Are you gonna pick one up and take
Are
it out?
they
absolutely, yeah.
moleskins?
They could be moleskins.
I will pick one up. Like, they're not like numbered or anything on the spines? Okay.
No, they appear to be stacked in a box.
I mean, I'll pick what I assume is like air quote volume 1.
Sure.
Up.
You pick it up.
And open it up.
It appears to be an empty book.
Next one.
Empty book.
Next.
Empty book.
They're all empty.
Yes. And as you sift through it, it looks like on the Amazon label or whatever, it says something like Esum Shop, quantity 32.
There are 32 blank notebooks.
There are 6 blank notebooks. The box says quantity 32.
So the ones were 32 in this box.
There you go. There are several broken down boxes underneath them. But these are just sort of like blank leatherette, or we can go with moleskin templates. You know what I mean? It's almost exactly like what Flynn has right now.
A moleskin.
What's
Is
in
it
the
a
box
Lord of the
underneath
Rings edition? Special
No,
edition?
there are more of these. There are more boxes that say Esum Shop quantity 32 blank red notebook, and they've been broken down and
Oh, okay.
they're folded boxes underneath that.
How many boxes?
3. So
96 notebooks total. 90 total because 6 are here.
no, there are 3 blanks of 32 underneath. So 96.
You said they're broken down like the boxes were empty.
Yeah. So 32 from the first box, 32 from the second box, 32 from the third box, and then 26 from the fourth box.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I guess you're right. There were 4 boxes. Sorry.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever he was doing, he was writing the fucking novel like Alan Moore.
Daniel.
Yeah.
Roddrick finds piles of invitations.
Same invitations we got.
Yes, but they appear to be half printed, smeared, or misfolded.
It looks like he was trying to invite more people.
I think
Peel the
we're
corner.
just the people who responded.
Peel the corner up.
No, flip. I'll flick the corner, see if anything peels up.
No, I mean, it's like it started to be printed and then got up.
Okay.
It's not complete, not at all like what you've
Okay.
got.
So it's not. It doesn't have the paper press between it like we.
Correct.
Okay.
Does it look like that machine could do that pressing and that sealing and
I mean, it's a. It
Maybe.
looks like it could at least print it.
It's hard to say.
yeah?
It was very
Maybe.
sketchy handwriting, right? As if by a machine or someone shaking to death.
The invitation was kind of a beautiful scrawl, like very stylistic.
Mm-hmm.
It was the exemplar underneath.
Oh, I see.
Flynn, you find 2 sheets of handwritten paper, and I'm going to share those documents in the drive. I'm going to ask that nobody else look at them until Flynn has a chance to look at them,
Okay.
because he would get a chance to see it first. Let me move both of them, Flynn, because I think for different reasons you might want to look at either of them.
Okay.
I'll leave you with that, Flynn. The 2 of you, he's looking at that. What would the 2 of you like to do? I'm going to give him a chance to kind of look at that and then
I want to
reveal what he wants.
check out the machine
What's it called?
itself.
You should see 2 documents appear in the clues folder that were not there before.
I want to check out the machine itself. I don't want to touch it, but I want to take my flashlight, kind of walk around it if I can, and just see any symbols or anything on it.
There are no symbols on it. It's very intricate.
Right?
Incredibly so.
Is there a photo of it for the clues by chance?
No.
Okay.
Like I said, it kind of is it's kind of like a tower, and there's like a slanted place, and it looks like there are a couple of hoppers, almost like a printer. Like it looks like you could shove paper in one side. It looks like there's another slot that's slightly different sized than
Is there
paper.
a piece of blank paper in here?
Sure.
I'll try to insert a piece of blank paper into it.
As soon as Deacon inserts, the little mandible hands start flipping it, and that pen starts. And it scrawls out a message for you.
I get a clue. Oh, look at my clues here.
There you go, Flynn. Or sorry, not Flynn. Lucas.
You're Roddrick.
What you got?
You know Latin, right?
I do.
What's that say?
What's your Latin score?
50.
Okay.
For the people at home, it is. Should I say it? Should I go ahead and give it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. People at home, it is secretum Well, I'm not going to pronounce this right. Secretum secretorum to operans sis secretis horum.
That's pretty accurate as far as I know.
Daniel, Roddrick would know that basically translate to the secret of secrets. Thou that works them, be secret in them.
I'll insert another piece of paper and see if it spits out the same message.
It does.
So this thing must be set to spit out a certain thing.
Maybe. And Roddrick would know that is a quote from a book called the Pseudo-Monarchica Daemonum.
What do we know about that book? Anything?
Which book?
That it's a quote from.
I'll probably have to roll a check or something for it.
I mean, you got a phone.
I know the book. I mean, I guess that is true.
We were told we could use modern technology in this game.
And we can. The thing is, I'm looking up how to seal demons, Lucas.
Look, we're not there yet.
We are there yet. The only component I'm missing to seal one of the demons is tin. I got the gold, I got the mercury.
Is 10 that hard to come by?
No. Pure tin might be hard to come by.
There's the quote along with the Pseudomonarchica Daemonum.
So what do I know about that book?
You can Google it. I think much like Ars Goetia and some of the others that we've looked at, it's an old occult tome.
I'm still looking for these symbols.
Flynn, anything from Mr. Grimm, or are you still reading?
I'm reading.
Okay, just curious.
I will tell Roddrick, you try putting a piece of paper in and see if it gives you something different.
I'll try to put a piece of paper in.
It spits out the same thing.
Okay.
Just checking.
That's
Are
fine.
there are no like buttons or switches or anything on this thing at all?
It does not appear to be connected to power, which
Right.
is weird.
I mean, anything can be battery operated at this point.
You don't see any spots for batteries or anything. The only thing you see is like a slot for paper.
Sure.
And then you see this other smaller, different shaped slot.
I mean,
And then the podium on top.
machinery can be operated.
Other smaller, different shaped slot. What do you mean, other smaller, different shaped slot?
So it's like there's a, you know, how sometimes like in the printer, like you pull out the drawer for the 8.5 by 11, and then you pull out the drawer for the 11 by 17, and they're different sizes.
Sure.
There's one slot that clearly is paper, like 8.5 by 11. You shoved a piece of paper in there and it spit it out.
Uh-huh.
There's another slot that's smaller and narrower on the other side.
Like for the size of those invitations?
No,
Smaller or larger?
bigger than the invitations.
I'll take a piece of paper and try to fold it to that size and shove it in there.
Doesn't do anything.
Does not react.
Nope.
There's no paper in this room that's that size.
I mean, there's a lot of paper in the room.
I'll kick around until I find a piece that's the right size.
Yeah, you can find a piece that's roughly the right size. But
Stick it in
again, it looks like you're trying to fit a slot, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
To a certain size.
And that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay. Mr. Grimm, anything you'd like to add for the peanut gallery? Or
God. So I would I would draw attention to a piece of paper that I found.
Can I have a sand roll, please?
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Missed it by 2. I would have gotten it had I not lost it earlier.
Can I have a D4?
Yeah. Can I have a D4? I should bring the D4.
This would be helplessness.
Okay. 4. Dope.
It's not 5 in one go.
In terms of what you would know, Flynn?
Do I check helplessness then?
Yes.
Yep.
In terms of what you would know, Flynn, everything that you've read is 100% true.
Yeah.
Like, and that's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Because some of that stuff is not stuff that would be knowable. So, anyway.
Yeah. I would draw your attention to a sheet of paper that details 3 agents who are part of what's called Operation Mercy. One agent being Michael Whitwer. Excuse me.
Let's get ready.
Exactly. Yeah, it gives a lot of background. Talks about his fiance Ophelia Citri. So there's the sigil.
Let's see it.
The sigil on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Was Citri. There's an interesting thing at the end of this profile. It says Michael was restrained, strapped to a cold table before he fell into blackness. There he rests sightless at the bottom of infinity. Geneva Brown gives her background, single mother, never satisfied with mediocrity. She saw behind the mask and her remains were thrown back through the window. And then finally, Roger Thelamus, looks to be the youngest of the group. Thelamus hadn't shot anyone before that night. He runs from the inevitable, never sleeping in the same place twice. He won't go back to the Boxer Hotel, room 616. His dreams are soaked in blood and gore. So his is the only description that's in the present tense.
Yes, Daniel.
Is that another
You look very frustrated.
demon name, Daniel?
No. Okay.
Thelamus. We
But-
also have Agent Volo, Agent Venus, and Agent Vega.
We are calling star 616.
Yes. That's what I was frustrated
Just
about.
fly.
Oh, yeah.
The room
Yeah.
number. The room number was 616, and the number we're calling is
And
616.
616 is actually what is thought to be 666, like the original number 616.
Oh, yeah.
So it's right there with that.
Unless you watch End of Days, then it was upside down and backwards, and it's 1999.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Get your job.
Can I have idea rolls? So Jeff, just as an editor's note, the stuff that Flynn read, I think it will be important to read to the audience, but I think we'll try and do something to spice it up a little bit. Let me know when you get to this part of the editing, and we'll do some voiceover work. We'll do something to try and, because it is late.
Yeah. Also, I showed them one piece of paper.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. You gonna make me roll sand? Are you going to make me roll sand for looking at this piece of paper?
If I'm not the GM.
Actually, I would like you to make me a D100 roll, Flynn.
Okay. 73.
Not ideal.
Well, I was trying to roll high this time.
You can tick a skill that I'm gonna hazard a guess. You know which one I think you should tick.
Is it
Occult?
occult?
No.
Is it
You all notice as Samuel Grimm attempts to surreptitiously tuck another piece of paper into his pocket.
which one? Which was the sneaky?
Yeah,
Is that the sneaky?
Yeah, you definitely didn't get that.
What's up?
Just gonna try to save you guys from a sand roll, but yeah, they have our information. Whoever wrote this has information on all
imagine
of
the
us.
that.
You can all freely look at the documents now. That's also part of the reason why I wanted to see if you could keep it from them, Flynn.
Yeah.
You said, so at a game, there was a different piece of paper you were going to show us, or is that the one you were going to show us?
No, I was showing you the one. I was trying to hide the one that has all our information.
Okay.
To just kind of to clarify a little bit, it appears that there are two sets of notes on essentially like team details.
Mm-hmm.
One is Operation Mercy, which gives very, very detailed background information about the three agents there, one of which is Whitwer. And then there is another team details called Operation India Moon, which details biographical information on the four of you.
That we seen something that said India Moon.
Yes.
That's our mission.
That's your mission.
Okay.
Exeter labeled
But
as
those
a
other
set.
names with Whitwer, we don't know, right? We've never heard those before?
We saw Citry, but that not.
Other than that, what was the other?
Ophelia was mentioned in
The
the
voicemail.
voicemail.
Yes.
Got that. What was the other name?
There was two other names.
I mean, you can look
Yeah,
at
you'd
it.
have to look at it. Like, what he's trying to say is Ophelia Citry is in the bio
Yeah.
for Whitwer.
She was not.
She was
a part
not
of the
one
mission.
of the three agents detailed in the team detail.
Geneva Brown, Agent Venus, Agent Vega, and Agent Volo.
V-Cell.
They were lower on the totem pole than us.
I will leave you guys. Obviously, you're going to want to review that.
Yeah.
I also want to read one more thing before we end.
No, you're fine. I'm not ready to end it quite yet, but
Okay.
I'm moving us in that direction.
In demonology, and according to Johann Weyer and his pseudo-monarchia
Pseudomonarchica daemonum.
Pseudo-monarchia daenonum. Proofless is a great prince and duke of Geniston, which is basically the land of genies, which ties back into Marbus, has 26 legions of demons under his command. He causes men to commit quarrels, discord, and falsehood, and should never be admitted into any place. But if conjured, he gives truthful, generous answers to the conjurer's question. He is depicted as a flame outside the town of Babel, where he uses to reside, and sometimes his head is seen as that of a hawk. He is not listed in the Ars Goetia of the Lesser Key of Solomon. He is only listed in this particular book.
Wait, what's his name?
Proofless. Pruflas.
Where are you pulling that from?
Yeah,
Why are you
what's the
reading this?
significance?
Pseudo-monarchia daemonum.
But why? How did
Yeah,
you
but
get
why are you
there?
bringing it up? Like, what's the clue?
Because that's the thing that it printed for you.
The secret of
Quote.
secrets, through that worketh
Oh.
them be
Okay.
secret in them.
It's from his
It's-
information.
It's from that book, but Proofless is the only demon mentioned in that book.
Gotcha.
Sorry, other demons are mentioned in that book, but Proofless is only mentioned in that one and not Ars Goetia.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Int by 5 roll, Lucas.
He also goes by Boofus.
Boofus.
55. That is a crit success.
Isn't that when you drink beer through your butthole?
It occurs to you, Lucas, that one of those blank books would fit perfectly in that slot.
Ooh.
All right. I'll pick up a book and stick it in the slot.
Do it.
You all hear a sudden mechanical whirring as back up a little bit, and the machine starts like twitching and humming and just going crazy, and it does this for a period of time, like at over 5 minutes, as you see like the book inside this hopper is like being flipped and twisted and turned, and the pen is moving, and it dips in the ink, and the pen is moving.
No.
And after a little over 6 minutes, maybe 5 or 6 minutes, it stops.
I pick up the book.
Okay. So it is a red leather book, moleskin, I guess, if you really want to describe it as such.
Knew the moleskin would be at the heart of all of this.
Roll sand.
Success.
You kind of look at it, and there's nothing written on the cover. But as you open it up, it appears to be a play.
Is it The King in Yellow?
Yeah, it's on the title page.
Team details: Operation Mercy. Michael Whitwer, codename Agent Vega, age 35, born in Tampa, Florida. After several youthful indiscretions, he gained a love of law enforcement after being forced to volunteer with the local police department. Whitwer works for the DEA in Las Vegas, where he lives with his fiancée, Ophelia Citri. He calls his widowed mother, Evelyn, every 2 weeks, but knows it's not as often as she likes. He hates her questions about children and marriage. Whitwer was restrained, strapped to a cold table before he fell into darkness. There he rests, sightless, at the bottom of infinity. Geneva Brown, codename Agent Venus, age 40. Originally from Chicago, Brown grew up in a lower middle-class family struggling to keep food on the table. The close-knit family adopted a keep fighting motto she would later tattoo on her forearm to always remember her roots. Never satisfied with mediocrity, Brown scraped her way past other applicants at the farm to emerge as a promising FBI agent. She lives in Virginia with her husband of 5 years, Anthony Brown. Recent marital troubles have arisen due to infertility. Brown is having an affair with a much younger clerk at the office. She wishes she lived closer to her sister. She saw behind the mask, and her remains were thrown back through the window. Roger Thelamus, codename Agent Volo, age 27. Born in the small town of Warsaw, Missouri, Thelamus dreamed of escaping rural life for the big city. Graduating with honors, he launched himself off the farmstead and into an intense mathematics major at Caltech. Thelamus fully explored all that the change in scenery had to offer and achieved many academic accolades in addition to sexual freedom for the first time in his life. Though he graduated top of his class, Thelamus lied about the events to his parents. He didn't want them to find out he was gay. A job offer last year arrived at an opportune time, and Thelamus moved across the country to become a systems analyst for the NSA. A recent fling with Steve has turned serious, and it makes Thelamus believe he finally has what he always wanted. Thelamus left town before the doctor could give him the diagnosis. Thelamus hadn't shot anyone before that night. He runs from the inevitable, never sleeping in the same place twice. He won't go back to the Boxer Hotel, room 616. His dreams are soaked in blood and gore. Team details: Operation India Moon. Samuel Grimm, age 31. Grimm is a social media journalist, a self-styled influencer of science, physics, and the occult. His semi-popular presence on the internet arose from debunking popular myths and other scientific disinformation that arises in the current cultural zeitgeist. He shares the limelight with his partner Liam, and the two have had more than one falling out over creative differences and the future of their social media endeavor. Grimm also lost his girlfriend to his internet career. Kiara not only hated the constant spotlight, but she also believed something untoward was going on between Grimm and his editor, Lucy. Grimm's confident demeanor is nothing but a facade, and he is likely to cave under intense pressure. Deacon Rhodes, age 35. Rhodes is a self-defense instructor and a veteran of the U.S. Army 24th Infantry Regiment. Having served in the Middle East, Rhodes was captured during a nighttime assault to eliminate a terrorist cell. The ISIS leader they sought to kill could not be harmed. Appearing physically invulnerable to bullets and shrapnel, Rhodes was eventually freed and sent home as a decorated war hero. Yet he failed to capture or kill the terrorist cell or its leader, who were suspected to have previously captured and executed his brother, also serving in the region. Returning home to Jacksonville, Rhodes attempted to live a quiet, non-violent life, yet the dreams of the sand, the blood, and the enemy soldiers who would not die still haunt his nightmares, and the subsequent screams in the middle of the night were eventually why Tracy left him. Rhodes holds an unending rage deep within him, and it's only a matter of time before something causes him to snap. Roddrick Butler, age 32. Butler is the owner and operator of a small bookstore in Arkham, Massachusetts, a former FBI agent in the Criminal Investigation Division. Butler left his post after he suffered a near breakdown during an investigation of a suspected cult/trafficking ring. Butler's obsessive-compulsive nature drove him to dig deeper and deeper into the evidence, sifting for any possible bit of information that others had overlooked. These compulsions soon led to physical and mental exhaustion, the episode taking its toll not only on Butler, but also on his then-girlfriend, Sophie Driscoll. Butler's current obsession-compulsion is the occult, and operating the bookstore is just an excuse to seek out obscure and esoteric texts. His former partner, Wesley, keeps in contact, though sporadically. Butler continues to seek therapeutic and medicinal solutions through his therapist, Dr. Burkhardt. These compulsions are hereditary, however, and they will only get worse. It would only take a single episode to crack Butler's psyche like an egg. Inez de Leon, codename Agent Ramirez, aged 42. De Leon is an educator by trade, having spent several years teaching history at Cal State Chico. For a time, her life was perfect. Excellent career with tenure track, a loving husband, and a baby daughter, Isabel. Just a few short years later, however, Juan left the family, leaving De Leon to struggle as a single parent, relying heavily on her grandmother, Mariana. Unlike the rest of the team, De Leon has experienced the impossible firsthand during previous operations, the latest of which saw her entire team slaughtered before her eyes. De Leon survived by cowering, listening to the dying screams of her teammates. Those cries come back to her every night, refusing to be drowned out by the intense and frequent therapy sessions. De Leon has trained relentlessly and still scours the crime scene, looking for the clues that cannot be found. She asks herself every night, if given the same option again, would she hide while others died? De Leon does not belong here.
Our title track and additional musical arrangements were provided by friend of the podcast, Ian Shannon. Find more of his work at sleepfortheweary.com. Like what you heard? Check out more episodes online at rancorsbrothel.com or the Rancors Brothel on Facebook. You can also interact with other listeners at the Fans of the Rancors Brothel Facebook page. Want to contact us? Reach out to @Rancors_Brothel on Twitter or via email at therancorsbrothel@gmail.com. Most of all, keep circulating the tapes. Much love, everyone.